Welcome to the Membership Guys podcast. Kick-ass advice and tips for membership site owners.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 182 of the Membership Guys podcast, and Happy New Year! If you are listening to this on the day of release, it is New Year's Day 2019, and I hope that you're not too hungover. I hope you're not too far gone and not too worse for wear from last night's celebrations. Hopefully, you are geared up, fired up, and ready to make 2019 the year that your membership reaches even new heights. And we're going to help you get there with the number one podcast for membership site owners. We're going to be here each and every week dishing out proven practical tips on growing your membership. Today, though, we're talking to people who maybe haven't yet started on their membership journey. You know, the new year is usually the time that people make the decision to pursue new avenues and to put into practice and actually start working on projects that maybe they've been putting off for a while or maybe just haven't been their top priority. And so as a result, there will be lots of people getting started on the path towards building, launching and growing a successful membership in 2019. So today's episode is for those people. We're going to talk about the type of people who are best suited to starting a membership site. And I'm going to give a few ideas for anyone who's listening who maybe is still on the fence, they may be wondering about whether a membership's for them. I'm going to give a few ideas and some quick examples that might help you to see where the possible opportunities for the membership model are within your business. So we're going to talk about 6 types of people who should start a membership, 1 type of person who shouldn't, and I'm also going to mention some industries that are best suited towards the membership model. So the first type of person who should start a membership site is anyone who is an expert or an influencer in their field. If you have expertise and knowledge to share, then a membership is the perfect place to share it, whether that's via trainings or courses, tutorials and so on, live workshops, Q&As, all of that sort of stuff. Memberships are a great way to leverage your skills, knowledge, experience and expertise on a one-to-many basis. It's the perfect vehicle. Most memberships center around content, coaching and community. So if you are an expert, then you have everything you need to create that content and provide that coaching. And if you're an influencer who has built up a following, then you bring that community too. And if you're someone who is visible and respected as a leader in your field, then you can put a premium on giving people access to you inside a membership community. So the first type of person, absolute no-brainer. If you are an expert or an influencer within a specific field, then the membership model is certainly one that you should look to explore. Second type of person who should start a membership is a coach. Now, many people who are business coaches have some form of core program or signature system that they use to help their clients to achieve results. And a membership is a great format for both teaching that core program, if you have one, as well as for providing ongoing and access support to your coaching clients. And you can use a membership in 2 main ways. You can use a membership that works almost like a feeder system into your one-on-one coaching services. So you use your membership as the main product that you attract one-to-many, a large audience, and you send them into the membership. And then once they're in there, they get exposed to the ways in which you could potentially help them on a more one-to-one basis. They get a little bit of a taste of what it's like to have your support, to have a little bit of coaching from you, and because they've had that taste and they've had access to you in the community on a one-to-many basis, it makes it a lot easier to then sell them on your one-on-one coaching services. So that's one way that a coach could use a membership. Another way is actually as something you give your existing coaching clients access to, so a way for them to get a little bit more. So you actually use your membership as a value add. So you can put resources in there, you can do group Q&A calls with all of your coaching clients, And you can use it as a way for them to get in touch with you and ask those little questions that they may have in between your one-on-one sessions. So there's a couple of ways that coaches could make use of a membership website in their business. The third group of people who should consider the membership model are course creators. So if you're someone who sells a lot of standalone courses and you have multiple courses, you can actually group them all together and put them inside your membership rather than having all these different standalone products that you have to sell. Put them all into one membership area, and then you've only got one product to sell. So people joining that membership get access to everything. That's one way of doing it. An alternative way is to actually have your membership as a separate product. So that can be your low ticket item. So maybe your courses sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. If you have a membership that's $20 or $30, that can be your entry level product. And again, you use that as a starting point and then you upsell people to your full courses as a way of them getting more from you, going deeper into the sort of topics they're interested in, the sort of things that are going to help them to achieve results. So in that way, your membership kind of becomes part of your funnel. And again, it can be a great feeder system for your higher priced individual standalone courses. And you could actually get all of your students from all of your different courses into that membership. So you might even offer it for free. So when you enroll on course number 1, you also get access to my student membership, where you're going to be around people who purchased all my other courses. What happens then is these members will talk to each other. Someone who's bought course number 1 but maybe haven't bought course number 2, they're going to find out about course number 2 and course number 3 from the other students in the membership. So they're going to actually spread that word of mouth amongst the other people within that big pool of all of your individual course students. And so that also creates that little bit of FOMO. Because again, if you've got all your students from all your different courses in one place, then there's more chance that someone who's only bought one of your 4 or 5 different courses sees someone else talking about all the other courses they've got and they think, oh, I'm missing out. So I'm going to go off and I'm going to buy that other course too. So again, it kind of feeds into your course sales as well. And the third approach that you can take if you're a course creator is to have an alumni membership. So you have a membership for people who have already taken and graduated from your courses. So it's a way to keep them within your learning environment, to keep them within your ecosystem, and to support them on their journey after they've finished your course. Again, this can be something that's fairly low ticket, whereby you are generating additional revenue from those students, but also keeping them engaged so that if you do have additional products or additional services or even additional courses, then you still have these people engaged and paying you money. And as a result, they're more primed and more likely to actually have an interest in something else you've got to sell them. Or you might even consider making this alumni membership a high-priced, high-ticket item that you charge a premium for, because the assumption is if they've completed your course, they're now at a more advanced stage in their business, and maybe what they're needing from your membership is higher level. Maybe it is higher touch, so you're more involved. Maybe there's more coaching in there. So there's a few different ways that people who typically only sell courses and sell standalone courses could incorporate the membership model into their business. The fourth type of people who are well suited to a membership model are authors. So memberships are a great place to put any supporting materials related to any books that you may have written. It's also somewhere that you could deliver your book in other formats. So for example, instead of having a traditional audiobook, you can actually make the audio available inside a subscription-based membership, or even inside a membership that has a one-off fee attached to it. Now, a membership's probably going to be more suited to people who write non-fictional, instructional, or educational types of books, where maybe there's even the opportunity for you to create a course or tutorials or additional educational material that follow on from what's covered in the book, or go further into what you talk about in the book. So maybe your book teaches your core framework, your signature system. Again, that's the thing we mentioned in reference to coaches. Maybe your book actually outlines what that is, but your membership is where you actually teach people how to implement it. So your book gives the what and the why of a topic, and your membership actually shows people the how, the implementation side of things, and has bonus materials, Q&As, and all that sort of stuff. Fifth type of people who can really get some mileage out of the membership model are people in creative or technical fields. Now, again, we mentioned that a lot of memberships actually center around content, coaching, community, and most of the time that content is e-learning based. You're teaching stuff to your students. Now, if you're in a creative or a technical field, there may be some scope for you teaching people those topics. But actually, the real big opportunity lies in providing templates or code samples, stock graphics or stock photography. So if you're a graphic designer, then you could actually, rather than try and teach people how to be a designer, you could provide some tutorials and some courses on key principles of design, but the real value of your membership might be that you actually provide pre-designed elements that people can just take away and use on their website for their flyers. So templates that they can download to actually create business cards rather than hiring a graphic designer. If you're a web developer or web designer, again, rather than having a membership where you're teaching people code, you actually provide to your members templates that are already built, so they don't need to worry about writing code. They're paying you to be able to get that shortcut to download pre-written scripts and pre-written templates, to have snippets of code that they can just copy and paste into their site, or plugins that they can just install into WordPress. So your membership there becomes far more of a resource than an educational platform. Designers can do this, web developers can do it. Someone who's an expert in things like Microsoft Excel can even do this. They can provide pre-created worksheets and stuff like that. Photographers can provide stock imagery or Photoshop filters and that sort of stuff. So if you're in that sort of creative or technical field where actually it can be difficult and perhaps beyond the realm of expectation for your membership to teach non-designers how to be a designer, instead, you can create a membership that is resource-driven, where you actually give people the stuff that they need. You save them time, you save them money, and that's where the real value of your membership lies. And of course, if you're in one of those fields, having that type of membership doesn't completely eradicate the need for a graphic designer or a web designer when it comes to the more involved, more complicated project. And so actually what it does do, again, is potentially provide a good source of paying clients who need a little more than what your membership actually offers. So there's a lot of opportunity within the membership model for people in creative and technical fields. The sixth type of person who should consider starting a membership is anyone who organizes events. So live events, conferences, workshops, and stuff like that. Memberships are a great place to actually put recordings of those events. Now, most conferences, big business conferences, charge people for recordings or for a virtual ticket that they sell to people who can't make it along live. So rather than doing that, you can actually make those recordings of your events available inside an ongoing membership. And then every time you hold an event, you're adding more valuable content to your membership. Plus, you're providing a community platform so your attendees can connect with each other and build and strengthen relationships. And this has a knock-on effect to the experience that they end up having at your actual event too. So they have a better time because they already know a lot of people who they've met virtually inside your membership, and then they go to your actual event and they meet in real life, they meet in person, they enjoy themselves. And this, of course, then helps you as an event organizer to attract more attendees, because anyone who's considering buying a ticket, if they see and they hear past attendees getting on so well, then they get a little bit of FOMO. They feel like they're missing out. They're more likely to buy their ticket because they want a little bit of that experience too. And of course, if you've got members inside a membership, you can offer tickets to your events to those members earlier, maybe even a little bit cheaper than you would sell them to the public. So that's another perk that your membership offers. It's another benefit of being a member. And of course, as someone who's organizing these sorts of events, you'll have access to speakers and experts who you could perhaps get involved in your membership too. So ordinarily, you just have these guys on stage at your event, but maybe you could tap into those connections to have them creating workshops or doing things like Q&As for your members too. So online memberships fit very, very well with live events. Perhaps one of the best examples of this is the Social Media Marketing Society, which is the online membership offered by Social Media Examiner, who are the organizers of social media marketing world. Those two go hand in hand perfectly, and all the things we just talked about there, recordings of the events, getting experts in to do workshops and stuff like that, giving preferential access, doing member-only meetups at your conferences or your live events. Again, those two complement each other very, very well. So those are 6 types of people who should consider starting a membership site if you haven't already. Anyone who's an expert and influencer in a specialist field. Anyone who's a business coach, there's a variety of ways that you could leverage the membership model. Course creators, you can bundle everything up into your membership, or you could use your membership as the starting point, or even as an alumni membership for people who've graduated your course. Authors, especially those who are writing educational books or instructional books or business books, memberships can be a great next level product from that book. Someone in a creative or a technical field can offer a huge amount of value through templates, through stock assets, through graphics, that sort of stuff inside a membership. And finally, event organizers, especially if you're organizing conferences or workshops where you have a few different people teaching stuff. It's almost a no-brainer to attach a membership onto that to not only get a lot of mileage out of the content that's been delivered at your events, but also to use your membership and to foster those relationships that ultimately lead to your attendees having a better experience, which makes your event much more desirable to anyone who's thinking about going. So those are 6 types of people who should consider starting a membership. There's one type who shouldn't. There's one type of person who absolutely should not start a membership in 2019, and that's the person who is desperately hunting for the get-rich-quick solution. If you're looking for some sort of secret formula or silver bullet to make untold riches for zero effort, you are barking up the wrong tree. Memberships are not for you. Memberships are a marathon and not a sprint. If you've got visions of kicking back on a beach somewhere, sipping cocktails, as all of this incredible passive income just magically appears in your bank account, you're going to be in for a disappointment. Memberships are not a get-rich-quick product. Get-rich-quicks just don't exist. It's nonsense. They are the terrain of the snake oil conman internet marketer. They don't exist. Stop hunting for get-rich-quicks. And if I can't convince you to give up on the idea of some sort of silver bullet magic pill that's going to make you an overnight online millionaire, please, I hope I can convince you that the membership model is not that magic pill. So please, if that's what you're setting out to do, if you're hoping you're going to make untold riches for zero effort with a membership model, you're in the wrong game. So that's definitely one type of person who should not start a membership. And just as an aside, there's some industries that do particularly well in the membership market. The teaching industry, so actually creating memberships for teachers, they do really, really well. There's a big market for actually having a membership that caters towards teachers. Quite often, these are memberships that sell kind of pre-created teaching materials. So they're very much resource-focused memberships, but there's a lot of memberships doing really, really well. And obviously, within the teaching industry, there's so many different facets, so many different topics that you can focus on. The music industry, music instruction, again, it's a ripe market. There's a lot of memberships in that market, but there's a huge audience there. So don't let that put you off. So, if you are a guitar teacher, drum teacher, piano, anything like that, or particularly if you are someone who's highly skilled in a less common instrument, then certainly will be opportunities to explore starting up a membership within that industry. Of course, online business and marketing memberships, there's a lot of them. They do very well, but they do better when you focus in on a very, very specific niche, particularly if you're teaching business skills or marketing and sales skills for a specific industry. So a great example of that is Anissa Holmes, who featured on the Behind the Membership podcast a year or two ago. She teaches Facebook ads and online marketing to dentists. So teaching business, teaching marketing and sales to specific industries, there's a lot of scope and a lot of opportunity there. And fitness memberships do very, very well too. So again, there's so many different facets, whether it's weight loss, whether it's powerlifting, whether it's yoga, Zumba, martial arts, whatever, there is a huge market and massive opportunity for fitness memberships. Again, there's a lot of them out there, but there's also a huge audience, and there's a lot of different angles and approaches you can take. And then finally, arts and crafts memberships do well too. Seems there's a big resurgence in interest in various arts and craft related topics. So again, you can kind of ride that wave with a membership. It doesn't tend to be as oversaturated as industries like music and like fitness. And again, the more obscure your particular flavor of arts and crafts is, the more likely that you'll have that segment of the market all to yourself. So of course, this isn't to say that these are the only markets in which your membership is viable. Far from it. Ultimately, if you have skills, knowledge, experience, and expertise to share, and you have an audience to share it with, and the idea of creating content and answering questions in a community about that topic for years and years to come is something that excites you rather than scares you, then I'd highly encourage you to at least explore the opportunity of starting a membership site in 2019. And of course, if you do decide to start on a membership journey, then the one place you need to be is membersiteacademy.com. Now, I may be a little bit biased, but membersiteacademy.com is the #1 training and community resource for membership site owners, and we have you covered from taking that initial nugget of an idea for a membership all the way through to planning it out, mapping everything out, building it, helping you with the tech, getting it launched, getting it running, growing it and turning it into a big success. So head over to membersiteacademy.com to check out how we can help you. Okay, plug over. Hopefully, if you've been on the fence, if you've been considering starting a membership site, hopefully this episode has helped make your mind up one way or the other. Or even if you're further along in your membership journey, then I do hope that maybe some of the little examples or some of the little tips about how the membership model could work for you has given you a bit of food for thought, or maybe even inspired you to create another membership, or even to revisit a membership idea that you've long since put on the shelf. So that's it from me for this week. I do hope you found this week's episode useful and enjoyable. As always, I love to hear from you guys on social, whether it's inside our Facebook group, which you can reach by searching for Membership Mastermind on Facebook. That'll take you to our group. We've got over 10,000 membership owners in there. Or just hit me up on Twitter. Let me know what you thought of the episode at Membership Guys. I'd love to hear your feedback. That's it from me for this week. I'll be back again next week with another episode of the Membership Guys podcast. If you've enjoyed today's episode of the Membership Guys podcast, we invite you to check out the membersiteacademy.com. The Membersite Academy is the essential resource for anyone at any stage of starting, growing, and running a membership website. So whether you're still figuring out what your idea is going to be, or whether your website is already up and running and you're just looking for ways to grow it and attract new members, then the Membersite Academy can help you to get to the next level. With our extensive course library, monthly training, exclusive member-only discounts, perks and tools, and a supportive, active community to help you along the way with feedback, encouragement and advice, the Membersite Academy is the perfect place to be for anyone looking to start, manage and grow a successful membership website. So check it out at membersiteacademy.com.